Hi everybody, welcome back to my channel. I am going to show you today how to stitch the Dirt Nap Express pattern. This features a little change pouch that I have zero change in right now, but we'll just ignore that. And it also features 3 card slots on the other side. You can also, which I did not put on the video, but I'm going to add now that I'm doing my introduction, you can add a grommet or a 2-part eyelet here so that you can make it a keychain like this one here, how it has the keychain. How cute are these guys? So I'm going to go record that now. The reason I am not showing my face and showing you this gorgeous Coffin wallet is because I look like a scrub. So I really need to start scheduling time when I can record videos when I look like a decent human being and not a ghoul. So I'm going to show you how to add that real quick. Let me just get some supplies and I will add that at the end of the video. Guys, I'm not very chatty when it comes to videos, so that's usually why I opt to either do a voiceover or do the music. I really don't know what to talk about while I'm sitting here. So I put my double-sided piece of tape down, but I put it a little bit below where I'm going to stitch because I ran out of the double-sided tape that you can sew through, and this tape that I'm currently using will gum up my machine, so I'm not going to do that. You don't have to use double-sided tape if you don't want to. You could always just clip it. I just like to do it that way because then I don't have to worry about the ribbon moving. I also don't cut my ribbon. I leave it on the spool. You guys could do whatever. All right. Hopefully I can see what I'm doing here. So you're gonna go ahead and do your top stitch now. Let me see where I'm at. Okay. Okay. And then you're just gonna top stitch all the way across. Stop before you get to the end, and then you're just going to pull that out. What I like to do is I'll take a pin because I don't back stitch on this type of vinyl. So you're going to pull on the string that's on the back, and then you're going to take your pin here, and then you're going to pull it to the back, and then you're going to do that with the same with the other side. And then you're gonna tie these off. I don't like to burn them only because I did that once and it was not good. But I'm not gonna tie these off now. I usually do them all at the end, but I'm gonna go ahead and do the rest of them. So put these back. Okay, so for this next one, which I didn't pull out a card yet, so give me a second. So what I like to do is I will put a card in the slot that we just top stitched, and I like to let it sit at the top of the, or I should say the bottom of the next card slot up. I just like the placement there. There could be other ways. You can play with how you like it, but the way that the pattern's written, when you do the top rivet up here, there's enough room for you to place the card. So I just don't want you to put it wherever and then not be able to get a card in that top slot once you put the ribbon in. So go ahead and put a piece of double-sided tape underneath the card slot here. So what I'm going to do is get my tape. And I'm going to lift this up. I'm going to go ahead and put this right here. And then fold this back down. I usually like to make sure that it's like centered, just because nobody wants crooked card slots. Go ahead and press that down. Okay, you can take the card out now. Actually, no. Fuck it. Leave it in there for a second. And then just flip this back up. I'm not going to use any more tape. You guys can use tape. Like I said, I have the wrong one. So now that I have that first one down for my base, I'm just gonna go ahead and clip. It shouldn't move on you, but you know, do what you gotta do. Okay, so take that out. Some people don't stitch this piece down here. It's personal preference. I sometimes will stitch both the top and the bottom, but for the purposes of this video, I'm only gonna do the top because I'm lazy. And it's also like 2 a.m. here, so I'm just done with everything. I hope you guys are enjoying these coffins as much as I am. It literally makes my spooky soul so happy. So again, we're gonna take our card, slide that in, place it here. Sorry guys, I'm really anal about this kind of stuff. It's like the worst thing to do on camera because then you mess up every single step because you're, I don't know, maybe it's just me. Because I'm sitting here thinking that you guys are judging me. So again, go ahead and place a piece of double-sided tape on the back. It doesn't matter, you know, if it's perfect, not perfect, whatever. Nobody's going to see the inside of the wallet. I promise you, nobody is going to give a shit. Okay, so we're just going to pull those threads again. Okay. Now we're going to make sure this is flat. Press this down again. Make sure it's centered. I usually just give it a quick press and then pull. Nope, we're going to leave that in. I do that every time. Okay, and then you're gonna fold up again. Okay, and since this is the last one, you're gonna go ahead and put your card in. There's no money on this Joann's card, by the way, so you know, if you guys wanna steal my card information, get ahead. So if you don't know how high up to put this card slot, you can use a ruler. It should be 1/2 inch from there. So I was about close. Okay, so I'm going to pin that there. You don't want it too close to the top because then your rivet won't go through. So go ahead and place one last piece of double-sided tape on the back. Okay. And then make sure it's all centered up there, press down. And then you're gonna pull it back up towards the top. Guys, I'll eventually figure out a way. All right, since this is, like I said, I only did the tops. This one I'm also going to do the bottom. Otherwise, it's gonna put a lot of strain on. If you just put the rivet there, you might get a lot of frayed ribbon if you do it that way. So I'm gonna go ahead and just do this side. Just so it stays locked in that position there. Not close enough. Okay. So now the worst part is over, I promise you. Flip that over again. Go ahead and pull those edges. Not those edges, those strings. Okay. And you can also trim. I leave it just a little bit longer at the top so that when I do my rivet, it will also be inside that, but you want to make sure that you trim it below the top so that it doesn't fray. And then also make sure that none of it is hanging over the side there. You could always just clip that. There you go. I'm going to tie off these ends off camera because nobody wants to see me do that. And then we're going to go ahead and put a pressing cloth over these card slots that we made, just so that it's a little bit flatter and it's easier to sew everything together at the end. If you have a piece of vinyl that is super plasticky, you might want to cover those with like a thin piece of cardboard just on the side here so that it doesn't melt. I normally don't have a problem with the vinyl, but one I tried the other day actually melted on me. So this is my second one. Before you go crazy and start stitching things up, just make sure all your card slots are in working order. I did close one time by accident, but we'll talk about that another day. After you've pressed down your card slots, we are going to set the male portion of your snaps. So you're going to take the longer piece and thread that through the back. Just make sure you pull these back out of the way. We don't want to seal our card slots shut because then they are useless. I hope I punched my hole enough. Sometimes I don't, and then I'm left having to re-punch it. That's probably what I'm gonna have to do because I'm a butthead. Yeah. This thing hates me. No, it's just the ribbon. The ribbon hates me. So we're gonna push that through. There we go. Okay, so now we are ready to set this. Not quite. Put the cap on first. Okay. And now you are going to hear lots of banging because I do it the old-fashioned way because I do not have one of those snap things that I will probably eventually get. I just don't have it right now. Okay. Alright, that is set. It shouldn't wiggle or turn around. So I went ahead and already added my double-sided tape to the sides, but you can add it to the top and bottom as well. But like I said, mine will gum up my machine, so I wanted to make sure I got it on there good before I started recording. Just turn it over, make sure that your zipper is centered, and then you can go ahead and put the liner piece on. If you haven't already, go ahead and make sure that you iron these down. You can also add some more double-sided tape here if you want to press this down, or you can use spray adhesive. Either one works, but this one, I don't know, this is just not feeling me today. So I'm gonna go ahead and spray this and put it on just because it's driving me crazy. I changed my mind, so I just used the double-sided tape. I did stitch the liner, the back end, just because I don't like how flat it wasn't laying. So I just top stitched that so that even if I don't catch it when I do the top stitch on this side, it'll still look clean. So go ahead and you're gonna top stitch around. Hopefully I don't mess this up, because I always tend to mess it up. Okay. Let's hope I don't catch that double-sided tape. Guys, I don't know how many times I've done corners, and every time it comes up, so we'll see how it goes. Oh, I think I got it this time. All right, so just go ahead and go around this side. So you're going to go ahead and pull these to the back like you did with the card slots, and then you're going to tie that off, and this piece is ready to go. So we are almost, no, I mean, I guess you can call this the home stretch. So this piece is done. So you're going to go ahead and place this piece down, right sides together. Okay. You can move the zipper pull too if it makes sewing everything easier. I just don't like that bulk at the top when I'm pinning things down. Take your card panel, go ahead and put that on top. Just go ahead and match up your edges. If you guys don't like to rivet your flap, you can always make it a little bit longer and like slide it in here and sew it down when you do your top stitch, and then just go ahead and fold that over. But I personally don't like to, just because, I don't know, my machine doesn't like certain thicknesses, so I I avoided the thicker layers at all times. Hence the rivets. So I'm just gonna go ahead and clip around. You don't have to clip if you don't want to. If you're, you know, a pantser, knock yourself out. If I don't clip, then I'm just asking for punishment. It's okay if some of the edges are a little uneven. You could always go back and clean that up later with your rotary cutter and your ruler. So I think that's good enough for now. Hopefully I don't mess this up. So you can start anywhere, whatever. Sorry guys, my machine spazzes out all the time. If I don't go slow enough, it's like, hey, I'm gonna skip all these stitches. Yeah, bitch. I think it did it again, son of a bitch. Oh no, it didn't. It just sounded like it did. I done fucked up, but that's okay because it'll probably look fine when I'm done. Nah, leave that there. Now your edges are done. If you have any uneven parts, I'm looking, I might have like a little corner here that I don't like. You can go ahead and clean that up with your rotary cutter. So I apologize that I can't show you how to put on the rivet and the female snap because my phone was not recording. Anyway, you can see how to add the rivet and the female snap in my other video on my channel. But when you're going to put this rivet in, I would suggest putting a card in and putting the flap down so that you can see exactly where your rivet needs to go. Because if you put it too low, you're not going to be able to get a card in and out of that last slot. So make sure it is high enough up so that you can get that card in. And that's it, guys. Okay, so I've already made the hole for my eyelet. So I'm going to go ahead and stick this in there. Sometimes it takes a little coaxing to get through all the sides. Okay, so now that I have that in there, I'm going to go ahead and put the washer on. And then I'll put the bottom piece on. All right, so now that that's on, we're going to put it on here. Gonna grab our setting tool. Hope it's on there straight. And there you have it. Add your keychain. You can add a wristlet strap, whatever you want. Make it your own. I can't wait to see all of the fabulous little coffins everywhere. It makes my spooky heart happy. I hope you enjoyed this tutorial and you will check out other patterns that I have coming in the future. Thanks!